So Baldy has just announced some new UFC fights. He's just announced the entire UFC 327 card, and he also just announced JDM is now fighting Carlos Prates. And if you don't know, here on the channel, we love both of these actually, but JDM is my favourite fighter. Watching him get fucking bored out by Islam Makhachev was fucking horrible to watch. I hate it. It still traumatises me. And now he's versing the most powerful fighter in the division. And I don't see a way JDM beats him. I really don't. I rewatched the Islam Makhachev fight. His game plan was really great. Every time JDM would try and pressure in, throw a calf kick, throw another calf kick, and then take him down. Really simple game plan. And who has some of the most wicked calf kicks in the game at the moment? Well, in welterweight. It is Carlos Prates. He literally stopped Leon Edwards using calf kicks and then pouted him and knocked him the fuck out. I do not see a way JDM wins. Maybe he could box him, and I do think he'll have the advantage, but I think after a few times of him trying to get his boxing combination, get the jab on, Carlos Prates is going to kick the leg. He's going to kick the leg again. Then JDM's going to get a bit stationary, and then he's going to get sniped, and it's going to be horrible. It's going to be horrible to watch, but I already know it's going to happen. I know when I have this feeling, I know it's going to happen. I had this feeling for Ulberg and Reyes, because I was rooting for Reyes, but I knew this was going to happen to him, and he got knocked out in the first round. But this time, he's going to get knocked out in the second round, I think. JDM will get knocked out in the second or third round, after doing well, I'm going to say. But, man, who is JDM pissed off? Who has JDM pissed off? Even when he was champ, I knew this would be a hard fight for him. I knew this would be his hardest matchup, because when I was rewatching fights for his Bilal Muhammad fight, because this is before we knew if Islam was going to move up or not, right? When he fights southpaws, he has a bad fucking thing of switching southpaw and fighting them in southpaw, and when he's in southpaw, he gets hit a lot more. And I just know he's going to do the same thing here. He's going to switch southpaw. He's going to fight him in southpaw. And he's going to get hit a lot more in southpaw. And he's going to get put out like a dead body. It's going to be a bad watch for me. But, yeah, I guess if you love Islam Makhachev, I guess this will be a great watch for you. But at least if, Prates does knock him out, at least we can just be like, well, look how shit Islam's resume is. But, even then, I don't even want that. Because they're already saying how shit Islam is anyway. How shit JDM is. So they're just making Islam sound even worse. So, yeah, that certain fan base again at it. But let's move on. But we will move on to UFC 327s. Now, I do have my criticisms on the card. But I need to hurry this video up a bit. Yuri Prochazka versus Ulberg is the main event. Now, I am 50-50 on this matchup. People are saying that this is a bad matchup for Yuri. I agree. But this is also a bad matchup for Carlos Ulberg. Carlos Ulberg, I watch some of his later fights. When someone really puts him under pressure and makes him have to be defensive at the same time and not just one strike coming forward, he's not very good at that. And it's these long-rangey fighters who fight behind kicks. When you actually put the pressure on them, and you go the body shots, and you get in the face a bit more with long combinations and shit like that, jab, cross, left hook, and then use some head movement, cross again, left hook, body, or something like that. They're not good at being on the back foot, and we saw that in the Kennedy and Nzechukwu fight, where, yes, he gassed out, and I do agree with that sentiment. He gassed out. That was the main reason on why he looked terrible in that fight. Well, for the last half of it. But I don't understand where this whole thing of this is the worst matchup for Yuri. I don't know who I'm going to choose for this fight. I might just go with Yuri because I think the only person who can beat him is Alex Pereira with that weird knockout power. But we know what the UFC judges are like. They might just see like 3 extra kicks from Ulberg and be like, yeah, he won that fight. But he really didn't. So like, I really don't know. But with Yuri Prochazka, he's shown leg kick deficiency just all the time in every single fight, essentially. Like, he was losing to Khalil Roundtree, who I do not rate very highly. He has made a career off losing and looking good while losing. And yeah, he's just never really been good enough. Had a competitive fight with Anthony Smith of all people. Had a competitive, well, not even competitive. He robbed my boy Dustin Jacoby. You know, I've always had my criticisms of Khalil Roundtree when people were like, "Oh, there's going to be an epic fight against Alex Pereira." I thought Alex Pereira would run for him, but he did really well. Then got knocked out. Same against Yuri, he did really well, got knocked out, and then he had a stinker against Jamal Hill, who probably doesn't deserve to be in the top 7. I do like Khalil Roundtree. I do like Jamal Hill. I just don't think he's as good as we thought. But yeah, like, I'm probably gonna go with Yuri because I just think he's too autistic to understand what pain is. But people really need to watch like the earlier fights, like their first losses and stuff, and then work their way up. I do think it's a bad matchup for Yuri, more than Yuri being a bad matchup for Carlos. But yeah, like, how long is he gonna like kick at range, and then go cross to the body, mix it up to the head, jabs now and then, before Yuri just decides, right, time to be fucking spastic and autistic, make the sign of the cross and knock him out. How long's that gonna take? Not long, and it is a 5-rounder too, so you've got to be perfect for 5 rounds against Yuri Prochazka. So yeah, and I don't think Carlos Prates, again, I don't think he's going to take anyone down. He might smother them up against the fence, like a lot of strikers do, just to like try and tire them out. But yeah. But let's move on to the co-main event: Joshua Van and Tatsuro Taira. I don't trust Tatsuro Taira's like defense. I think Joshua Van's grappling, it is a bit questionable, but he has great defense, and I think being on the feet with your defense after you were getting pieced up by Brandon Moreno on the feet for the first round, you got put in a triangle choke for the first round as well. I'm going to have to choose Joshua Van and knock him out. I do just think it's going to happen. I really want to see the Pantoja fight, I'm not going to lie. So when I say like I'm a bit let down by it, it's not the UFC's fault on this fight alone. That's just the sport being shit. You know what I mean? That's just like life being shit, because him breaking his arm is bullshit, man. It was so bullshit. But yeah, like, Tatsuro Taira is a great grappler. He's very basic in what he does, but he's super fucking good at it, and that's all you need. He takes the back, and he chokes you out, or he'll just ground and pound you like he did to Brandon Moreno, first guy to finish him in fuck God knows how many years. Yeah, but I was just watching the Royval fight. I was just like, yuck, kind of. You know what I mean? Like, his striking's a bit, you know what I mean? And it's just like, I don't trust his striking against a powerful striker who has great takedown defense. Like, he might get him down eventually, which is fair, but how long is that going to take before he gets cracked clean on the chin? Is basically my reasoning for that. So I am going to go with Joshua Van, our favourite little meathead. But yeah, I would much rather see Pantoja, but I guess Pantoja's not ready yet. It was a nasty arm break that. I rewatched that as well. That was I actually love Pantoja, man. I love Pantoja. Like, on the side note, I need actually, like, while I'm googling the next fight after this. Oh, here's my criticism now. But I do love Pantoja. We've got Curtis Blades and Josh Hockett. I like Josh Hockett. Don't get me wrong. I think Josh Hockett is a great guy to have in this division. I'm not one of these deranged lefties you see on Instagram who really fucking hate anything pro the West, or pro conservative. But why is he getting a top 4 opponent? Sorry, I just need to have to say that. I don't know who I'm going to choose for this fight. I'm probably going to choose Curtis Blades purely because I think he's underrated, and Josh Hockett has not fought anyone decent. But like, Josh Hockett's really good, but they should be building him up properly, not fucking like you beat 2 cans right straight to fucking top 5. It makes no sense. It makes no sense. I'm going to choose Curtis Blades. He's always had good takedown defense, good grappling. That's what he's known for, isn't he? Josh Hockett, he's the exact same. He's very athletic for a fat man. I don't know, but I'm just going to go with Curtis Blades to be safe. He did have a bit of a stinker against Kuniev, but he did clearly win that fight, and that is my bias. You know me, I'm not biased at all. He clearly won that fight. But let's move on to the other fight that was announced. Beneil Dariush and Manuel Torres. Man, Beneil Dariush is such a legend, but they're just feeding him shit matchups. Like, who is he pissed off? Did he mention, like, the Epstein files to Trump or something? So Dana White's now giving him fucking Manuel Torres? What the fuck? But yeah, that's an easy one. Manuel Torres is going to knock him out. Easy. And then Beneil Dariush is going to be unranked. Poor Beneil Dariush, man. He's such a good grappling style too. Like, watch his Gamrot fight. That was such a great fight. And then after that, we have Dominic Reyes, who will be opening up the main card with Johnny Walker. And yeah, I think Dominic Reyes is going to knock him out. Yeah, like, Johnny Walker's just retarded. He has no defense. I know he kind of looked good against that fucking Chinese guy, but Dominic Reyes is, I've got my biases, and when he actually shows up, he shows up, not like he did against Carlos Ulberg. Yeah, wait, was I saying for the entire Yuri Prochazka saga main event prediction that, like, Carlos Prates? Because if that's the case, I might have to re-record. I'm not re-recording. If I did say Carlos Prates, I meant Carlos Ulberg. I'm not re-recording it. But Dominic Reyes will probably beat Johnny Walker by knocking him out. Johnny Walker has no defense, unless he grapples, maybe. I don't even remember how good Dominic Reyes' grappling is, but you would guess he could defend John Jones' takedowns, who's quite the GOAT. And Azamat Mirzakhanov, I'm not going to go through the whole card now. We've got Mirzakhanov versus Costa. I could so see Paulo Costa pulling this off, just like fluking it or some shit. Paulo Costa isn't even ranked anymore. That's crazy. But yeah, I reckon he could get the fluke here, but I'm going to go for safe pick with Mirzakhanov. We've also got Patricky Pitbull versus Aaron Pico. I'd go with Aaron Pico. I think Pitbull does fuck all in his fights. He doesn't even throw a strike, and Aaron Pico, he's alright, you know. I know he got knocked out, but he's alright. We got Gamrot versus Ribovic. Yeah, I'll just go with Gamrot. Gamrot always beats these little shitty matchups. I did say I was going to go for the full card, but I'll just make it quick. Cub Swanson and Nate the Train Landwehr. I'll go Cub Swanson. I haven't seen him in ages. He hasn't fought since the Colby Covington card. We've got Kevin Holland and Randy Brown. Kevin Holland is shit. You know I will never ever choose Kevin Holland until he shows me he's a reliable pick. Randy Brown is the one I'm choosing. Kelvin Gastelum versus Vicente Luque. Vicente Luque. Kelvin Gastelum cannot fucking... I don't even know. It's like Vicente Luque's getting like some wins now and then against that like, black dude. Kelvin Gastelum hasn't beat anyone. I mean, I guess he made it to a decision against Joe Pfeiffer. I guess he's got that as a... And then, like, the other two fights of the card are just kind of shit. Francisco Prado and Tatiana Suarez. Like, they're just shit fights. But this main event, Yuri Prochazka and Carlos Ulberg, kind of proves to me that this fight is going to be right. And it kind of proves to me that the White House card is still being made. So we're probably not going to get announced this week, as Dana said. But I think it's going to be John Jones and Alex Pereira. It's the only fight that really makes sense. I reckon they're going to move Conor McGregor to International Fight Week, which would be great. And yeah, and you know what? I do think Alex Pereira has a decent chance to beat John Jones. That's gonna sound wild, but like if you watch John Jones fights and you watch Alex Pereira fights, you know what I mean. John Jones cannot fight anyone his size or bigger. I know he's fat now, but still. But man, John Jones could play optics here though. He could definitely play optics and be like, I wasn't ducking Tom Aspinall. I just don't want to fight anymore, and just refuse to fight Pereira, and then he can just kind of like retire. But yeah, hope it's not Cyril Gane. Like you know how John Jones can play the optics of like, I wasn't ducking Tom Aspinall, I just didn't want to fight anyone at all. But yeah, I don't think he would, because he was calling out Pereira, and it would contradict what he was saying. But yeah, but I really hope it's not Cyril Gane, man. Cyril Gane should not be rewarded for. He should have a third fight with Volkov. That should be his punishment. Fight Volkov again. You didn't deserve it the first time. You eye-poked Tom Aspinall. You may or may not have ruined his career. I think you have, because you've literally taken away his eyesight. Fuck knows how good he's going to be when he gets back. And imagine like the MMA Joy accounts and like Kevin Okoye when Tom Aspinall finally loses after he was repeatedly eye-poked and he's like 50 times slower, like he's stuck in the fucking mud because somebody decided to gouge his fucking eyes out, like he does in every single fight. You know. I don't want to live in this reality. Like, Tom, if you can't fight, just don't fight at all, and just retire. But yeah, like, subscribe, follow me on follow me on Twitter, not Instagram. I hate that fucking app. And yeah, UFC 326 is this week. I can't wait to make that video. But yeah, do all that YouTube shit and wait for 326 predictions to come out this week.